From what I've seen so far, I absolutely love your new line with QVC. It looks fantastic.
Thank you. I'm so proud of the Candace Cameron Bure clothing line. It's so amazing to say, but we've been working on it for quite a while, and I'm so happy that I get to share it with everyone now.
I love it. So what inspired this line?
Well, it's really based off of what I love and my lifestyle. You know, I'm born and raised in LA. I'm a California girl. I love the West Coast. And so it has a real casual, cozy, comfortable element to it, but it's got bright pops of color. It's fun, it's feminine. So I'm wearing, this little muscle tee. It's super soft, breezy cotton, and these really cute little, I'm showing you, little cropped jeans with the little frayed hem there, and in a really fun color. And that's kind of what the whole line is all about. Just really easy to wear pieces that look elevated, but are super comfortable.
I love that. So when you were designing this line, who did you kind of have in mind, or who were you envisioning wearing this?
I hope everyone wears this in terms, meaning I hope the 20-somethings wear it and the 70-somethings wear it. I really don't think that age should limit your style. I think you are as young and as fun and as vibrant as you feel. So all of these pieces, I have a 22-year-old daughter, Natasha, and she went through the whole clothing line and she was like, Mom, I love this. I love the denim. She loves the tie-dye jogger sets, and they're great. And then my mom, who is 70, went through the line and she loved some of the more feminine pieces like the linen tops. And they're really for everyone. But I have everyone in mind in terms of whether you're raising kids, whether you're a working woman, but still in a casual setting, like we're all doing stuff from Zoom, most of us. And we want to look good. And that's what this clothing line is all about. So the age it's limitless.
I love that. Do you have a favorite piece from the collection?
That's like asking, do you have a favorite child?
Right.
You know what? There's so many pieces. I actually have this one right here. I wasn't going to do a whole show and tell, but this is one of the tie-dyed jogger sets. And this is just so cozy and comfy, and I love it. And I love the tie-dye, but it's still in colors that as a 45-year-old woman, I feel comfortable wearing. We have brighter colors too, and that's what my daughter loves. And then I also love the t-shirts. We have this muscle tee. We have just a V-neck t-shirt, but the cotton it's thick cotton, but it's breezy. It really moves. It's airy, but you feel like you're covered. You're not going to see through it.
I love that. Do your kids keep you up on trends, or are you pretty up to date on all the trends?
I like to think I'm pretty up to date on trends. I mean, I've always loved fashion. I've loved it since I was a little girl, and I'm always looking at all the different designers and magazines and online. I love shopping. I mean, I love mixing and matching. And of course, I'm always looking at my kids to see what their trends are. But I always feel like whatever you feel best in is the trend that you should wear.
Totally.
My style is my own, whether it's technically on trend or not. And I think that's the way you feel best. And that's kind of what I've lived by my entire life as far as fashion goes.
Yeah. What do you think about Gen Z saying that skinny jeans and side parts are out?
Well, I do have a middle part. Maybe I'm listening, but I've actually been rocking the middle part for a long, long time, and the side part. I go back and forth because, again, depends on my mood. I love a skinny jean. Right now, I don't have skinny jeans on, but they are still a slim fit. But you just have to have skinny jeans because if you're going to wear a boot with it or something and you need it to be skinny, please.
I totally agree with you.
Every style.
I know you have your son's wedding coming up. I mean, what do you envision yourself wearing as mother of the bride?
Don't actually. We don't.
Oh no. Okay. Oh no. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, you didn't get the memo. We didn't make an announcement, but yeah, he's no longer getting married.
Okay. How's he doing?
He's great. He's
Yeah.
great. It was a mutual decision. So nobody's upset and heartbroken.
Nobody, okay. All right. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. But I'm glad that everybody is doing good and nobody's upset and heartbroken. I mean, how are you doing at home? Obviously, like you said, we've been in this quarantine for quite some time. That you said that like this time has been a bit hairy and sometimes bad between you and your husband. I mean, what kind of challenges did you guys face during this time, and what kind of discussions did you have about your marriage that you weren't having before?
Oh man, again, it's just like when you're all in a house together for days and months, and I mean, we're now over the year mark, you have to start talking about the things you kind of avoid because of work and travel and all that stuff. So, we just pushed through some of the things that were like eating away at both of us, but just never really wanted to talk about. But we did, we finally talked, and it's like, there's hurt feelings for a minute, and then there's like pouting for a minute, and there's anger for a minute, and then you kind of go, well, how are we going to figure it out? And what decisions are we going to make? How do we come to a compromise in a way that you feel good and that I feel good? So that's just what we did. And that's what marriage is really all about. But it was kind of like thrown in your face during quarantine.
Right. Do you feel like now that you guys have been married for so long that you have to work even harder for your marriage? Or do you guys have that rhythm where maybe like when the kids were younger, you felt like you had to work even harder then?
It's interesting because I think this whole last year really changed everything in terms of feeling like we're working for it. I feel like we were always working hard to have our schedules meet, to spend more time together. And it was such an effort. And we wanted to do that, but to the point where that was like part of our issue. We were like getting cranky with each other. And now having that perspective and working through some of those problems, it's like, oh, it actually feels effortless going into this year. I mean, it has been, and it just is like, oh, why didn't we figure this out a long time?
Right. What's been the biggest parenting challenge for you?
I was an empty nester, then I got all the kids back. Now I'm slowly becoming an empty nester again. But I think actually for us, the biggest parenting challenge is been my children's adult lives and the transition and going from plan A to plan B and sometimes even plan C, because they are all, I have one finishing high school and going into college, one that's in the middle of college, and those are very transitional years for them in figuring out what they're going to do with their young adult lives. And quarantine and the pandemic has kind of like flipped that all upside down. So we're just figuring it out, but it's been a challenge as a parent to help them make the decisions that they feel good about when it might not be their first choice.
I'm sure, it's, you always feel so bad for kids that are graduating high school or graduating college during this time because they're not getting that full experience that you would normally get. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I know that you are very active on social media, but do you ever get Instagram mom envy of other parents?
Instagram mom envy? Probably. I'm sure I do, but we know that comparison is just awful, right? It is like, it's a terrible, terrible thing that steals your soul. So I try not to be envious and go, oh, I wish I just let it go. And I go, God, I am who I am. Thank you for making me the way I am. And I'm doing my best, and help me every day. And it's okay that I fail because there's grace every day and I get a new day tomorrow.
I love it. And you are never one to not clap back on social media, which I love. I mean, why do you feel that you need to get sometimes fiercely protective of your family when, these trolls come out?
I'm a mama bear. I mean, I really don't know any mother that is not fiercely protective of their children. And it doesn't matter what ages my kids are, I will always be protective of them. But, when I clap back occasionally, but it's always in kindness. And I believe it's in truth and love. And, I'm not one to sass someone back, but I'll only speak up if it's like a real mom parenting moment, even though that person might be 45 years old. like me, sometimes they need to be mommed.
Right. Is there one thing that in particular that really bothered you or maybe made you not want to share so much about your life anymore?
I think I will always share my life. I'm just that person. You know, it doesn't get to me enough that I would want to stop sharing with people. And I would rather be that person that says, I'm still going to share, but let's just talk about it. Let's try to be better. Let's do better. Let's love one another. Let's be kind to each other. You know, and there's still always going to be those people, but it just keeps encouraging the rest of the group that are listening.
Yeah, totally. Is your family anything like the Full House's The Tanners?
In what way?
I don't know. Anyway, I guess. I mean, obviously not the family dynamic, but like any like traditions that you like maybe picked up on the show that you brought into your home or things like that.
It's so funny. I've never been asked that question in that way. It's a good question. You know, I think I'm as cheesy as DJ Tanner. So of course there's some things that parallel our lives, but I think the very fact that I've been married for 25 years, have an amazing husband is so very different from Fuller House because, you know, it's like 3 women raising their kids, even though we had men in our lives, and same with the original show with Full House. But yeah, listen, I'm DJ Tanner and Candace Bure are kind of one in the same.
Always be one of the same. Is there a Fuller House group chat?
There is. There are 2.
Okay.
There are 2 group chats. There's a Full House group chat and a Fuller House group chat.
Who's on which one? Are you guys both like multiple people on both?
Oh, yes. No, it's mostly like Full House group chat is like, it's the OGs. So here's the only one that's on both is Scott Weinger because, and Jody and Andrea, of course, but Scott's also on the Fuller House group chat. And then the Fuller House includes like all the kids, even their parents, and then like Juan Pablo and John Brotherton. Yeah, it's fun, but the OG stays in the OG.
What happens in the OG group chat? Who is like the most humorous?
Oh, Bob. Like Bob talks the most on the group chat. Bob is probably the funniest. Although when Dave chimes in, Dave is always super funny.
You know, before we wrap up, you know, bikini season is right around the corner and you are loved, or you are no stranger to posting bikini photos and you look absolutely amazing. I mean, where do you get your body confidence from?
Honestly, today I get so much of my body confidence from my daughter, Natasha, because she is so confident with her figure, and I was never that way at her age or younger. I don't feel like I was body confident until I was in my mid 30s and now even 40s, because I'm like, hey, I feel like I look better than I did when I was in my 20s. But she is just like, she is so confident that I'm like, wow, I take a cue from her, because I'm like, why am I nitpicking at certain things? Why?
Yeah.
And she just like owns it. She owns everything, and I love it. So I'm trying to actually be better about that.
I love that so much. I mean, do you constantly work out? Like, what are some of your workout secrets that you kind of swear by?
I do work out a lot. Fitness has been a huge part of my life. I'm always sharing it on Instagram, and fitness for me is all about strength. I mean, I want to be healthy. I want to be strong, but it's never about being thin and losing weight for me. I do whatever I can push myself in. If I can build my confidence that way because I'm stronger, and have push-up contests, or like how many squats can I do, or how long can I run? Like, I love those types of challenges. And I work out with Kira Stokes. She has an amazing fitness app that everyone can use. And most days that's what I'm using. I work out at home on my computer with the fitness app. I have a few, weights and bands and a ball. And that's like really all I need. And then sometimes Kira and I FaceTime train as well.
I love that. I mean, what advice would you have for other women that are in their 40s that, maybe want to throw on that bikini and sometimes don't have that confidence that you have?
I feel like confidence a lot of times is fake it till you make it. You know, you just have to, you will always be your own worst critic. And I promise you, and people tell me this all the time too. It doesn't matter how great someone else thinks you look and you're not sure, like everyone else thinks you look better than you do. I think for the most part. So when I look at all of my friends, my daughter, I like everyone in all different shapes, all different sizes, I'm like, you guys, you rock it. And it's the confidence that actually makes everybody look amazing. And they are, you know, this is what we have. So it's like, sometimes you just have to psych yourself up and say, you know what, I'm going to own it. And I would never allow, or don't let, you know, the fear of putting a bathing suit on prohibit you from doing fun things in life. And my mom, who's 70 years old, she's incredible, but she finally was like, I don't care, I'm putting a bathing suit on because I don't want to not play with my grandkids in the pool or the ocean. And you know, it was the most freeing thing she ever did. And we were all like, Mom, you look amazing. And who's counting? Who's looking at? No one's nitpicking anything. Like what we see is your joy in what you're doing with the activity and your grandkids. So take that piece of advice and maybe it'll help.
Candace, it's always such a pleasure speaking with you, and congratulations on the line. Like I said before, I absolutely love it. It is fantastic. And when can everybody pick up the line?
So don't miss out. It is exclusively at qvc.com. You can watch it on the channel or just go right to the internet. But this is going to debut on April 19th. And I will be on several times throughout the day for 24 hours. But once a product is sold out, it is sold out. So don't miss it.